We're going to do things tonight is not going to be happy about and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns are blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible, horrible atrocities. I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet.
All right, welcome back to Matters Arising. Guys, President Trump is not backing down on the issue of Nigeria, and especially now that we're not doing things right. Okafor.
You know, a lot of people think Trump is on a comedy show. Trump was carrying out the function of the President of the United States of America. You know, people don't get it. I've always said it before, they don't understand. You came this morning deciding to wear this cap, not minding whether I'm going to like it or not. That is your policy. It is my policy to put on this cap, not minding whether you like it or not. You understand? So if while I'm here, you are spilling off gases, from your mouth that is going to harm me, I can tell you, please don't spill off those gases if you are going to be here together. We are all in one globe. People don't get it. The world is a globe. So what you do there affects me, no matter the distance between you and I. So when you continue to spill off those gas, I can come and say, guy, you stop that gas you're spilling because it's going to harm me or it's harming me. That's where people don't get it. But I'm not you. You are not me. If you continue to do what doesn't harm me, I don't need to come and talk to you. So people don't get it. They are trying to find a way of sovereignty, not sovereignty. What Trump ever said something and not do it? When you used to converse about the idiosyncrasies of a man. Have you seen Trump said something and not do it, whether rightly or wrongly?
In his character.
All the things he said he's going to do in the US, he's doing them. The immigrants he said he's going to send back, he's sending them back. Not minding whether it's harming their farmer or not. At least he will get started before his citizens will now say, he's okay or he's not enough. That's why he's doubling down and he's going to go through. But the grace is that we have the opportunity to deal with this nonsense ourselves. We allowed it. I wouldn't say we created it. We are yet together because the story behind creation of Boko Haram and bandits is still philosophical. But one day that conversation will be very clear.
Are you sure it's really philosophical?
Yeah, for now.
There is a story that was told from the beginning.
Yeah, that's why I said, what I'm saying is still philosophical until it is not documented that this is because, like this bandit, we had at some point that they were foreigners. We had Gumi came to say, these are children of herdsmen that didn't have school to attend. Too many stories all to build and nurture nonsense. And this nonsense is tearing our sovereignty apart. Not because of the threats that Donald Trump issued, because we have functional IDP camps where people have left their ancestral homes, where people have left where they call for years. We have farms, land, we have local governments under the control of these bandits, and they are not stopping. So our sovereignty has been impaired and is at risk. A nation, having Nigeria as a nation, our map of Nigeria is not correct as it is today, even before Trump comes. Trump is even only saying that he's even coming to help us restore our sovereignty. But people are not getting it because they think that impairment of our sovereignty by bandit is acceptable, but impairment of our sovereignty by a non-nation will not be acceptable. The truth remains that if Trump, for example, if he for any reason we pray it doesn't get to that point, carries out any military action here where civilian dies, you know where to report it. There's a place to report war crime. Where do you report bandits? All the crimes that the bandits have been carrying out, where are you taking them to? But they want us to nurture it. Do you know I'm happy? Many leaders, especially those in the north, especially serious senior Muslim leaders are speaking out now. It took Trump's threat for them to speak out. Before they were silent. They were happy with what bandits were doing. They never talked about sovereignty. But because Trump mentioned coming to Nigeria, sovereignty has suddenly come to the fore. Before, Chinese are colluding with these bandits, bringing in choppers, bringing in helicopter.
I think we heard that from Oshomole.
Cutting away our mineral resources. Oshomole said it is on record, and we know. Villagers have been saying that we used to see choppers that bring something. We used to see helicopter. Even during the COVID, we were doubting it. We used to, this didn't start today.
It Nigerian
it didn't start today.
Where is the Nigerian airspace management agency?
You want to know where they are?
Yes.
They are here.
Philip, the thing that baffles me more is that the Americans said they shared information with our security agencies on Yelwada attack and nobody did anything. That a military base was just about less than a kilometer away. All they could do was to shoot guns and trying to scare them off so that they would know they didn't go and attack those people. What's really happening?
Good question. What is really happening to Nigeria? Like you said, it is only now we know that Nigeria is a sovereign nation. When the truth about Nigeria, what they call themselves, an organization formed by America to know the true position of what is happening in Nigeria, because they are fed up with the story they are being fed with, because they had come to realize that every news they have in the CNN, in Al Jazeera, and all media, they are all news the government want the outside world to know. So they now form the truthnigeria.com, and they were doing their job. They said this year were attacked. They knew 2 weeks before the attack, and the relevant authorities were duly informed.
Notified.
3 days to the attack, they also got information, and they also informed the relevant authority. A day to the attack, they also informed the relevant authority. What do? Nothing. But look at a mail statement issued by American president. Look at the promptness with which the commander in charge came up with the action plan, waiting for the president to okay so that they can carry out the action. No, when you ask what really happened, what happened is that before now, some persons, highly placed persons in this country that are in government, they are involved in this racketeer they call banditry, kidnapping, and terrorists. Gumi, he has been in the forefront, and this Gumi of a man, his son is being has commissioned into the Nigerian army as an officer who had the potential of becoming the chief of army staff or the CDC tomorrow. Where are they taking us to? So this interest, this individual interest, they were the interest that supersede the interest of the entire nation. That is what happened in Yahweh. That's why there were no response.
Okafor, let me come back to you. These American plans, we've already seen that they have a 3-graded plan of how they can come in, what they can do, not looking at collateral damage, how to, if they want to liaise with the Nigerian military, which I don't know if the Nigerian military would like to liaise with them, which I think would have been the best option for Nigerian military. How are they going to make sure that the president, because we have not heard the president speak on anything about this Trump's venting, what would they do if American comes in without the response?
Okay, let me take it on 2-tier level. Let me kick off from the president's silence. We are not surprised on the president's silence. You might be surprised. He will speak. He used to be Buhari's character. He only speaks to us when he's in London. He doesn't speak to us when he's in Nigeria. President Tinubu has always maintained that silence. You remember when there was a state of emergency in Rivers and we were shouting, he didn't say A or B.
Until after 6 months.
He didn't say anything. Even this one, Dr. Baba Ahmed has called on him that you need to talk to Nigerians. People need to know your position. Are you going ahead to take the option 1 that Donald Trump gave to you, or you're going to wait till they come in and do what they want to do? Or you're going to say, okay, I'm not going to allow any of those two. If I see American jet, I will shoot it down. People won't want to know what you want to do. If you want to go ahead to secure, you also want to, which is already too late. If you also want to continue the narrative that Nigeria is very safe, which is really a lie. Nigeria is not very safe. Nigeria is not safe. There's nothing to talk about that. We can't travel freely by road. We can't. We can't travel freely by road. We can't go to farms, go to villages. So Nigeria is not safe. So that one you can't. Nobody's ready to listen to that lie. So it's not going to fly. Knowing that Nigeria is not safe, Are you ready to use the military powers you have to solve these insecurity problems? Because the common denominator with everybody that has spoken so far, no matter where they tend to be leaned, you are going to notice that they kept saying that it's government failure. If government didn't fail, every every criminal will be treated equally
As a criminal.
as a criminal. You don't pamper criminals. You don't discuss and negotiate with criminals. What do you have Kuje prison for? What do you have Kirikiri for? Who are those there? So are you putting those who are committing less crime in prison? So what is it? You are incentivizing high crime. That's what you're doing. You are incentivizing terrorism. That's what you are doing. You lead people who are destroying farms, who are taking territory from Nigerians. People taking over territory from Nigerians. You leave them, you'll be arresting those protesting, arresting Showore, arresting those protesting that Nnamdi Kanu should be freed. What a misplaced priority and misplaced resources. Spreading tear gas, destroying the camera that AFP journalist was carrying. Do a misplaced use of resources. Misplaced use of. That is why when America came into a conclusion that Nigeria has been, classified as a country of a particular concern, you should not think they just arrived at that with emotion. There were logics that led to that. If you are not taking action against the crime, you should take action. You are tolerating that action. That is another way of showing or demonstrating complicity. And Nigeria has no way of cutting themselves away from complicity in this manner. Now, if you see the three-tier arrangement that American US US African Command have submitted under the leadership and command of General Anderson. The first one is talking about working together with Nigerian military. I think that is our best option. If they still trust us enough.
If the Nigerian military is ready.
Well, they have to, because the opposite or the option of not being ready can be catastrophic.
No, because do you know why if they are ready?
Yeah.
They have been denying that there is no genocide.
No, we have gone beyond that.
In their mind.
No, what they are denying, the only way they are denying is whether there is Christian genocide or not. Let's leave that part.
Okay,
because all Nigerians are Nigeria.
Okay.
If the government were fully functional in protecting everybody, issues of Christian genocide or Christian genocide should not even be there.
Yeah.
So let's hold on first on anything about insecurity.
But they not deny the fact that we are facing a lot of
they can't deny that. There is no way to deny that. It's everywhere. If anybody denies, let him call me tomorrow morning. Let me take him to a place where we can empirically verify whether there is insecurity or not.
Maybe you take him to Niger State.
Even in Abuja here. Just cross over to some portion of Niger here. I'm not joking. From that Dobby community, there's a community who used to render help to somewhere there. At a point you couldn't go there. Just Abuja here. So let's not deny the presence of these things among us, and that is what they are trying to achieve. They are trying to plant these terrorists every nook and cranny of Nigeria. We saw it, but they didn't believe. They say it's a lie. I didn't want to give credit to some people. If not for some resistance you found out in the south, they would have penetrated more. I think why they are also not being very successful in the south, because there is a religious fraction of this, there's ethnic fraction of it, and there's economic fraction of it. Because the south is made up of more of Christians, so they do not have any religious religious pity for a criminal. You find out that these northern leaders, I have not had any of them come out to say that this bandit needs to be destroyed. What they tell you saw Gumi saying it's like a brain cancer, you need to be careful in handling it. What nonsense. Careful in handling rapists, careful in handling people who are depriving our farmers from going to farm, careful in handling those who has the audacity to say certain local government should pay taxes to them. What nonsense. In Nigeria, I think Nigeria, the giant of Africa, the Nigeria that we knew something is wrong. This government has to rise. We want to see him destroy those bandits. Anything less, come and cooperate. Let's live out. We will not live together with terrorists. Let all of us, and so that we become one. We will not be one Nigeria with terrorists. We will not have terrorists among us. We will not accept it as Nigerians. He has to flush this nonsense out. They are of no value. They are worthless to us and of no use to us. Let me tell you, Nigerians of all divides, of all tribes, of all religions, of all races, we can live happily.
Yes.
But all of us must be equal before the law in reward. All of us must be equal the law in punishment. That's all.
Philip, Trump said, he said, we will do things Nigerians would like. Do you think he's boasting?
Trump never boasted. He never, and he will never boast. When Trump make a statement, he meant every single sound of that statement. He had done it before. Like when I was younger, there's a film we watched. We call it "Lean on Me." There's a little girl who said, the principal client, he never joke. That's who Trump is. Trump never joke. Trump is such a person that if he says something, he meant it, and he has said what he's going to do to make life unbearable for us. He says he's going to cut off aid, he's going to place visa ban, and that is just an tip of the iceberg. And he's going to come up with military action. And that is what we have seen just this morning. The African command, the American command of the African region, the president of General Adasi has come up with, a plan to strike Nigeria, and he has given to which you have mentioned. Does that look like somebody who jokes?
All right. Let me just stay with you there and check that video once more and see from the tone of Mr. Trump if Trump is joking or not.
We're going to do things to Nigeria that Nigeria is not going to be happy about. Well, go into that now disgraced country, guns are blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible, horrible atrocities. I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet.
All right, welcome back, Philip. Let me still come back to you.
Yeah.
The president of Nigeria and commander-in-chief of the armed forces. We've not heard his voice in all of this matter. This thing is going into about a week that it's been trending on the news, and there have been progression from that time till now. The Americans are working, some other interest group are speaking, but the president of Nigeria, Bola Tinubu, hasn't said anything.
I'm surprised you said the president had not said anything, that you have not heard from the president. His aide has been speaking.
No, the president.
Yes.
Look, hold on. Let me tell you something.
Yes.
The American president is speaking. That's Donald Trump.
And Nigerian president refused to speak.
And the Nigerian president is counterpart.
His former aide has come to call him to order that you need to, even if you don't want to speak, respond to Donald Trump, you don't want to speak to the international community, you need to address the Nigerians to rekindle their confidence. But he has refused to do that. Like when he was analyzing this question, he said to you that he has been the man's character. He will keep you quiet and do whatever he wants to do. In this case, he's doing more harm to himself than good, because we don't know where we are going. Whether we are going to be attacked tomorrow or not, we don't know. But we have a president who's supposed to be telling us the direction we are going, whether we are going to go into peace deal with America, or they are going to take action to flush out the bandits and the terrorists, or they are going to ensure that America don't get to our airspace, not to talk of getting to our soil. Nothing is being said. Rather, his aides are busy showing up with statements.
Do you think there's a sign of weakness on the side of the president?
Well, it's his own style. Maybe that is his strength. Silence may be his strength, but to the ordinary man, it's a sign of weakness. And that's why I meant that it shows not only the president that is weak, it shows that the country is weak. A president who failed to address his country in a time like this shows that president not only weak, the country is weak. Because in a time like this, we need the president to reassure us where we are going, how the issue is being resolved. But he's not doing anything of that nature.
Uncle, for during the time of the immediate past CDS, that's General Musa. We could hear some explanation, we could hear some statements coming out from the office of the Chief of Defense Staff. Of course, General Oloyede, who is not that eloquent or explicit as General Musa, have come out to say there's no genocide in Nigeria. But from the military also, we've not heard something very concrete and stuff.
See, we don't need, there are things that we need the military to tell us. Things, for example, there was a rumor of coup sometime about 2 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago. The military came out, or the authority came out to say it didn't happen. What did I say? I said that means it did not happen. Because we don't see that in the street. Even the day they are referring to, none of us knew when I was sleeping. So the people that told us, that have authority and power to know, has told us it didn't happen. That did not happen.
But
but genocide.
No, even though. Let's finish on that.
Yeah.
Even though.
Yeah.
There were signs or there were raid of some particular.
It doesn't matter. They have
individual.
told us it didn't happen because it doesn't happen in the street. It doesn't happen in the restaurant. It doesn't happen in our farm. It doesn't happen in the mosque. It doesn't happen in the churches. But genocide is happening in our villages, and we could see it.
Which we are aware of.
So we don't need the CDS. We don't need the Minister of Information. We don't need even Tinubu to tell us genocide is happening because we are seeing it. The one of Yelwata, they were told ahead, we saw it. The one of Benue, he even traveled to Makot, even though he never went to the actual place where it happened. Yeah. So you see, what we are expecting him to do now is to let Nigerians know, like Dr. Baba Med had said. A lot of people have thrown out many options. Donald Trump gave him the option of treating this cancer, or we'll come and treat it ourselves. So now I'm coming.
That's what I'm coming.
No,
that's what I'm coming.
Let me finish.
Okay.
So people like Peter B said, expand your diplomatic channels the more.
Exactly.
That is an option. People like Kwankwaso said, let America give us more technology. Even though Kwankwaso has not been talking about the deaths that have been going on since. I'm happy he finally found his voice. That option, we don't know whether that is what is going to follow. Do you understand me? Now, people like Gumi has come out to say no, that Tinubu should severe relationship with US so that we can protect our terrorists and continue to allow them to destroy us. So we should choose terrorists instead of choosing America. That is Gumi's option. You can't kill him. He's a Nigerian and he's not being prosecuted. Nobody is looking for him, unfortunately. So we need to know. Nigerians are worried and they want to know the option Tinubu is taking, or whether he's not going to even take any of these options. So whether he's waiting for the day Americans will come and shoot their helicopter down. Let us know. Our senator Adams Oshomola mentioned clearly that Chinese are colluding with these bandits and cutting our minerals away.
That was before this incident.
Yeah,
now this is where I want to take it. Now, the military cannot also deny that people are dying, whether Christian, whether Muslim. Nobody is good to die. The protection of citizenry is what the government needs to do. They also need to come out and tell us, because the military, the military apparatus have just been rejigged. They need to have a fresh plan, a new plan. They have not come out to tell us, okay, this assertion that people are talking about, this is how we are going to fix it. They need to do that.
Let me tell you. You see, if you go to truthnigeria.com,
yes,
they were making it clear that most of the information they have,
they shared it,
and the authorities never got those information because authorities
they never got it, or they never worked.
Well, they never. Let's just say they didn't share it. They didn't get information. So if they don't use that, it doesn't mean that it didn't happen. Now, what you are going to look at, that when a president of a nation, another nation, talks about coming into your country, it is not the general, it's not the CDS that will talk to us. If we are not expecting him to start engaging on war of wars with Donald Trump, he's not going to do any better. But the citizens want some reassurance. Not necessarily from Bayo, not necessarily from Bayo, who will tweet today, tomorrow, and explain to us what he tweeted. We want the president to come and tell us, is it going the way of Gumi, which appears to be the way they've been going since, pampering these terrorists, protecting these terrorists, so that we can be at peace with them, for them to declare more local government their own, so that more local government will pay taxes to these terrorists? Is he going to tell us that he's going to maintain this same security architecture where you can't drive your car from here to Makurdi without police stopping you over 10 times, and yet Okada, convoy of Okada, people looking like ragtag, looking very dirty with their guns, will move from here into deep villages carrying arms, and nobody will stop them. Is that the architecture, security architecture that the president wants to maintain, and come and explain to us how there is no genocide, and come and explain to us how Christians are not being killed? Is that the security architecture they want to maintain? He needs to let us know. Let me tell you, there is always, I tell you, there's nothing that has unlimited capacity. Even though Nigerians are people of docile populace, do not think Nigerians have unlimited capacity to suffer. There is a limit to anything. Even patience, there is a limit to anything. Because Nigerians are, the other day you queried America and said, why is it that they have been watching since? Yes. Nigeria could have also been waiting since, because we have lived peacefully in Nigeria, all tribes. Nigeria is a country that was negotiated. We are not all from one source. And we accepted. We know there was a year called 1914. There was a year called 1914. We all decided to be together. So the marriage has to remain fair for us to continue to remain married. And you can't force terrorism on us. You can't force religious intolerance on us. You can't form supremacy of a tribe over the other on us. It's not going to work. All right. I don't have to tiptoe for me to be at peace with you.
In the same country. Now, Philip, these issues just came freshly on ground. Irrespective of what was happening, the PDP experienced their own issues. Senator Ironwood took talks to the PDP secretariat and scattered the whole place, drove everybody out. Aided and abetted by the minister of the FCT, who is an employee of the president, while these matters were on ground. Now, some of the PDP people, they didn't know who to cry to anymore, because the Supreme Court has had a ruling. Let party matters remain with party matter. But Wike has the judiciary in Nigeria. Through Justice Omotosho, he put a hold on their convention. Now, the PDP people didn't know where to go to anymore. They had to go to the American Embassy. They had to go to the United European Union and other agencies to cry and say, look, it's not genocide we are only facing. There are other things we are facing, trying to make Nigeria a one-party state. This problem, if they are not nipped in the bud, don't you think they will overflow?
Certainly. We said it yesterday that today we are talking about America declaring Nigeria a country of particular interest as regards security. That tomorrow, because we're talking about the instability in the political party, especially the issue of PDP having two court orders of court of concurrent jurisdiction and all the rest of them. And, the Wike came out boasting that Abuja court order is superior to every other one because he's the owner of Nigeria. We have said on this platform that before, Donald Trump came up with that classification of Nigeria as a country of particular interest, they had data. We showed the data to the whole world, some of the data that America relied on, and we have also seen majority of data after death. A pastor in Plateau came out to show a massive grave where they buried over 250 persons with their name, to the world, showing that there's real genocide of Christians, and all these people that were involved in that massacre, they were all Christian. Okay, and you are saying that there's no genocide. So now it's political democracy, genocide that we're about to experience. And the PDP has taken it upon themselves to take it to the international community to help us safeguard our democracy. If they don't do it now, it will come to a time that they will declare Nigeria a country of particular interest because of the fact that democracy is no longer there, because the international community is not happy with a country that is not democratically governed. The international community has always spoken against military rule in any part of this world. Now, what the present government is doing to opposition party by the reason of the PDP, if it's not stem at the nip on the board, what will happen is that, Kafa has said it over and over today, that there's an end to everything. Nobody has a limit. There's a limitation. If you think Nigeria is so docile, they can't do anything, they will always accept whatever you give to them. One day you will be shocked, and PDP does not want Nigeria to get to that day where this country will be pushed into a one-party state, and then the country will explode. So they have taken it upon themselves and go to US as the police of the world, and the EU, European Union, that look, we are headed a dangerous way. We don't want to get to that brick, that edge before you come in. Please come in now
and rescue
us, because no single opposition political party is lacking crisis in this country today. And what the pattern is the same thing. They will pick somebody within the party and aid it with security agency and chase out the legitimate leaders of the party. And that's why PDP took the matter to the American embassy and the EU, and they didn't stop at there. They also they submitted a letter of protest, and they took that same letter to the Minister of Justice and delivered to the Attorney General of the Federation.
Now, you see, nobody would have thought that Senator Bola Tinubu would have been at the saddle when some of these things are happening. Senator Bola Tinubu, during the June 12th, was elected a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He also stood behind democracy, where Moshood Abiola won, or was, in fact, Babangida told us that he won the election.
Exactly.
Now, we saw how Senator Bola Tinubu stood by the winner of that June 12 election. And so many other ones. He became a governor, but he has contributed to democracy in Nigeria. At this particular time, we are not feeling his impact. Senator Siraki Dixon say it's supposed to be a wake-up call for Nigeria, but Tinubu is not seeing it that way.
You know, when we talk about one-party system that we are drifting into, people are not looking at the consequences. You know, like I said earlier, nobody has unlimited capacity to suffer. If you remember, let's use security. If you remember the event that happened in Edo State one time, where some hunters were to be traveling, and Edo State people burnt them.
Yes, in Oromi.
That's because those people have felt that these people could be those bandits.
No, Kafo, let me tell you something. They've also experienced many
because they have experienced some banditry attacks.
Yes.
So seeing anything that looks like it, they reacted. You see, one thing they are not knowing, our democracy is also drifting. Maybe not Donald Trump tweeting again, but it's also drifting to a point where the citizens themselves will react. You see these PDP protests at the US Embassy today and European Union, that's just like trying to communicate. It's just trying to communicate and say, oh, we are getting tired. And once people get tired of peaceful protests, do not assume that once people are tired, they will submit. No, some people can be tired and explode. Particularly when Nigeria is not of one tribe. Let me tell you, conquering Nigeria is not as easy as people think. This is a democratic nation that we wanted it to be. I think this is a call to the ruling party. Remove your hand from all opposition parties. If PDP wants to hold their convention, let all valid PDP members go to the convention. If there are members who believe that that convention is going to be in contravention of their constitution, that matter should be taken to the leadership of the party officially to comply with the Supreme Court judgment that told us that they do not have jurisdiction over party administration affair. Threatening that that convention should not hold without taking effort in bringing your complaints. Of course, PDP members have chances of having valid complaint about the convention coming because they have constitution. Maybe they too are trying to see whether their constitution is being breached or not. You can't discard that. I'm not discarding, those Abia State chairman, Imo State chairman, and the secretary, South Secretary's submission, to the court. But should it be to the court? Why not to the party? Where would the court now have the what do I call it? The jurisdiction.
Right. Yes.
The jurisdiction, because except we are not in the same country, our Labour Party is substantially different from PDP.
That decision was first given in PDP in case of Senator Ayahu.
That was even what they rely on.
Position as a secretary.
Yes.
It was the same set of people who are in court today saying that the convention should not hold. The same people went to court to say that Ayawu remains the secretary of the party, despite the fact that he had left the office to go and contest as a governor of Imo State under the platform of PDP. And the court said the Supreme Court said the court does not have jurisdiction of interfering with internal parties' affairs, that they should go back. And these people went home and celebrated that the position of the party is that Ayawu remains the secretary.
Okay, let me tell you. You know, did you get to know that by May this year, even last month, did you get to know that last about 4 or 5 days that Donald Trump was going to make a tweet?
No,
we didn't know. If they think that confiscating and
muzzling,
stifling all opposition party means automatic win for Tinubu, they are lying. You cannot see. Tomorrow is mystery to any man living. Tomorrow is mystery to any human. They shouldn't just
at the time where no other person can contest under any political
that is your
party.
calculation. It could let me tell you, it could snowball into anarchy where we won't even have election at all, and that's why we are crying. That's why we are crying. Let me tell you, we once went to, is it Libya, where Super Eagles went to play soccer? Was it Libya? Libya people deployed different antics that are not part of soccer game. Eventually that game was cancelled. What happened? The whole point were awarded to Nigeria, and that game was not played. So they shouldn't think that once you muzzle all opposition, stifle all opposition, you are pre-calculated tomorrow. It could lead to anarchy, and this country is very fragile at all fronts, at economic front, at ethnic front, at religious front. We will keep denying all these things. That's why we are not solving the problem. But it's really, 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 really fragile.
Why has the president and his team, or all those in power, not seen this particular Trump's threat as a wake-up call? Okafor.
Yeah, you know, not that they have not seen it. They have.
Why are they not acting on it?
You know, you see, when you have made up your mind on what to do, you think deception will run you through the course, and somewhere along the line there is a disturbance. Just like we're talking about one-party system. Yeah. They already mapped it out, how everybody, all that matters, are going to join APC or whatever. And if you meet any challenge unexpected on the way, there's going to be a problem. You see, this Donald Trump tweet, they didn't expect it. They just want to manage people.
So why can't they cash on it?
They just want to manage people thinking, let me tell you, want to manage people till after election or whatever. They didn't expect it. It's a disturbance. Let me tell you, when there is a disturbance like this, your true self will come out. Let me tell you, in the next 1 month, you are going to see certain things they are going to do, and there will be serious mistakes. And at the end of the day, these people who are trying to put Nigeria into a problem, go and look at the long run of this problem, because I'm confident Nigeria as a country will remain one. As we are learning along the line, you find out that those fermenting this trouble, they'll be disadvantaged. Go and write it down.
Okay, Philip, why is this particular government not taking these issues as a wake-up call? Why? Your last.
You see, why is this government not taking this happening as a wake-up call? For me, I think they are taking as a wake-up call. Jonathan has said it, that if a man is pretending to be asleep,
and you want to wake him up,
it's
difficult.
You will end up not being able to wake him up. But if a man is truly asleep, when you make a sound, he will easily wake up. This government pretend to be doing things right, and when they are not confronted with their failure, they don't know what to say anymore. Because if not for Donald Trump, before that, they will tell you they've taken care of insecurity. The economic is growing. Yeah, in fact, as at August, they have met their revenue target, and that everything is okay. But the same people still go, and the following day they are asking for more loans. So, but these were the games they were playing. That's why he said they thought no external force factor will come up. They will manage the situation, coerce everybody to APC, and then maybe what will happen in 2027 will be a ratification, because there will be no election, because everybody is in one party, their government will be ratified. But now, that's why he also said that tomorrow is mystery to everyone. Very pregnant. So this is just the beginning of the unseen circumstance that is going to before them, because they thought they have everything in their pocket. And I have told people that Nigeria is a country loved by God. You know why I say so? Because in 1997, 1998, in this country, the 5 political parties that have adopted Abacha to become their presidential candidate, and Abacha just needed to pull his army uniform and wear Agbada become president.
He was already doing that.
So
you know, he was wearing a cloth they called Tazarachi.
Yes.
That means just a shigaba.
Exactly. But what happened? Abacha slept and never woke up. And here we are. Nigerians never ever dreamt of Donald Trump tweeting, but here Donald Trump has tweeted.
All right.
So we'll see where we go from there.
Philip, do you think there is going to be a wake-up call?
I don't think so, because we do not have that truthfulness to wake up
From the government.
I didn't believe that this government didn't have the capacity to contain Boko Haram or even these bandits. I don't believe in that, because let me tell you, whenever there is attack, do you hear that they change the DPO?
No.
Or there's a change the commissioner of police? No. Do you hear that the IG was so angry with the commissioner of police of that area? It's like they are operating what they are expecting.
Okay, all right. I'm of the opinion that the government of the day should change its police force, rejig its security architecture within the country, where civil defense, custom, and immigration and the police force operate so that things can be better. Nigerian will be better. The Nigerian of our dream is what we are talking about. Guys, thank you. Philip, thank you. Okafor, thank you.
No worries.
All right, see you.